Hello?
Marty! You're awake! Good!
Doc! Emmett, where are you?
I'm down at the expo. I snuck out early to avoid my pop. If he knew I was about to make a publicly scientific spectacle of myself, he'd hit the roof.
You know, you really should try to work things out with your dad. If you give him a chance, he might just surprise you.
I'll keep that under advisement. But first, I need you to perform an important mission. On the table next to my law books, there's a device plugged into the wall.
I think I see it.
Is it glowing?
Yeah, is that good?
Good. It's fantastic. Glowing means my static accumulator is charged up and ready for action. Bring it down to the high school and we'll... Damn!
What?
It's Edna!
But... Okay, Emmett, one static accumulator coming up. Jeez, Doc, watch out, you almost ran me over.
Sorry about that, Martin. This vehicle is sometimes difficult to control.
Yeah. Hey, are you okay? After that argument about Emmett last night...
I'm fine. Thank you for asking.
Where have you been all night?
I've been driving around, looking up old friends, thinking things over.
Okay.
So is that what I'm destined to build for the expo?
Yeah, it's a static accumulator. Emmett spent all night building it. Turned out he didn't really need to see Frankenstein after all. He just needed a little push. And some lightning.
Fascinating. I also had an epiphany last night.
Doc?
I realized that it wasn't Edna that made my life miserable.
Doc!
It was science.
You can't give up science. You love science.
Correction. My younger self loves science. But if Emmett doesn't go through with a demonstration at the expo, his dreams of being a scientist will dim just enough for Edna to step back into his life and steer him down another path.
Another path? What other path?
I don't know. Architecture, automobile repair, taxidermy. Maybe I'll even pursue a life in law like my father always wanted. As long as Emmett steers clear of science, Edna and I will be free to be happy together.
You can't want Emmett back with Edna. She used you to turn Hill Valley into a police state.
She used my science to turn Hill Valley into a police state. But if I don't become a scientist, she'll never get the chance to vent her crazier ambitions.
Doc, I'm begging you. You haven't thought this through.
Haven't I? I guess we'll both find out. One thing's for sure, Emmett Brown's life will be a whole lot less complicated without a time machine in it.
No! What the hell? Where'd it go? Oh, come on! Here, little static thingy. I can't reach it. I can't reach it. Gotcha! Whoa!
There's a shiny new tomorrow on the way. A day of invention is at hand. It's a mystic, futuristic wonderland. Just around the bend, my friend, you'll see a dream or two. If you care to dream and dare to dream, your dreams can all come true. There's a world of wondrous wonder on display, because the future is coming today.
Not bad, eh? Not bad at all, but I thought you fired her.
I found a loophole.
What kind of loophole?
Just a loophole. You're not the only one who's allowed to have secrets, you know.
All right.
Say, don't you have to get that whatchamacallit to Emmett Brown's booth?
Huh? Oh, yeah, right.
Because the future is coming. It's almost here now. The future is coming. It's getting clear now. The future is coming today.
Hey, Artie,
What do you think? Quite a setup, huh?
the expo? Sure, but I was wondering. You haven't seen Emmett Brown, have you?
Isn't he at his booth? It's the tall one over there.
Come on, you can tell me. How did you manage to get Trixie her job back? I thought her being Canadian was a deal breaker.
If something's really important to you, you find a way. You ought to know that.
See you around.
Algae cakes! Miracle food!
How about an algae king?
Sure thing, mister.
Wait a minute. You're the guy that makes the algae cakes? But I thought you couldn't stand them.
Hey! You're the guy that tried to pick up on my Eunice!
Oh, for the love of...
No algae cakes for you, Buster!
Enlightenment awaits you under the sea.
Excuse me, Mr...
Duto, Jacques Duto, at your service.
Can I get a ride in that bathysphere?
Certainement, if you've got a ticket.
Jacques Duteau, famous diver. So you're some kind of celebrity?
I do not like to brag, but I have a small following, yes.
See you around. I think that's supposed to be a clock. Insert ticket to enter. Insert ticket to enter.
And here he comes, right on cue. No doubt he'll try to talk you out of it, Detective, but you mustn't let your resolution waver.
Hello, Corleone.
What's going on here?
Well, Miss Strickland here seems to think,
You should step aside and let the officer do his duty, now.
Wait a minute, that's Emmett's levitator up there.
Oh, don't be so modest. I'd say you deserve at least half the credit. It was you who tricked poor Emmett into breaking up with me. It was you who manipulated him into dropping my project in favor of this clear hazard to public safety.
It was my plan to get him back to inventing what he should be inventing. What's your point?
Oh, I think you know exactly what my point is. Emmett's invention isn't going to work, is it? At least not the way poor Emmett thinks it is.
how do you know this?
I had a very interesting chat with Carl Sagan last night. I found out who Michael Corleone really is, and where he comes from.
Is there something you want to tell me, Michael?
Why don't you call him by his real name? Yakov Smirnov.
Thanks a lot, Doc.
An anarchist! A foreign agitator bent on sowing chaos and destruction in the Hill Valley Expo!
Annie, you don't believe any of this bullshit, do you?
Sorry, Yakov, but I really don't have a choice.
Very good. And now, arrest this subversive.
Come here. Look, here's the thing. I happen to believe this dame's got a screw loose, but she's been getting some clout in town. ever since that business with Kid Tannen.
But Emmett's gotta fly that electrokinetic levitator at this demo. His whole future depends on it.
And my future depends on making sure he doesn't. The chief reads her column religiously. And, well, if I don't do what she says, she's gonna start a campaign to have certain tainted officers removed from the force.
Isn't there anything I can do?
Not unless you've got some dirt on Edna. Something that'll discredit her in the eyes of the law. Well?
I'll dig something up.
You do that. In the meantime, you and young Mr. Brown better... where is he anyway?
Wait, you haven't seen him?
Emmett? Has this foreign radical done something to my Emmett?
Maybe you should find him.
Oh, you're letting him go? This radical subversive? Just like that?
Okay, so I gotta find Emmett. And do something about Edna.
Welcome to the phone booth of the future, made with Atlas glass. Atlas, unbreakable and soundproof. Our phone is hands-free, so you can enjoy a sandwich or a cigarette while chatting with friends in perfect privacy. Would you like to place a call?
Yes, I'd like to talk to...
Unfortunately, this phone booth only accepts incoming calls.
Greetings, forward thinkers of Hill Valley.
Hi, Trixie.
That's Techni to you, kiddo.
Right. Congratulations on getting the old job back.
Thanks. Justice triumphs in the end, you know? Now what can I do you for?
So, which exhibits do you recommend?
The most popular attractions are the Glass House, the Future Furnishings, and of course, Enlightenment Under the Sea. You know who that is under the diving helmet? That's Jacques Cousteau himself. Of course, you need to get tickets if you want to see the main attractions.
How much are tickets?
Aw, put your money away. Here, you're kind of like family now, you know?
Thanks. You seen Emmett around? I'm kind of worried that he's not at his booth.
Let me think. Yeah, he wandered down that way a little while ago. He was talking real intense with another guy.
Older guy? Looked a lot like Emmett in the face?
Yeah, uncle or something?
Or something. Look, Emmett's demonstration has hit a snag or two. Can you delay his act for a while? Let someone else go before him?
Sorry, I don't set the roster, and they won't let me change it. I can drag my feet a little, but if your friend's not ready to go on pretty soon, we might have to skip his act. I mean, demonstration.
But you can't!
Hey, it's just a science demo. It ain't a matter of life and death.
What time is Emmett supposed to go on?
Let's see, 8 kilobeats past 50. We're on metric time here at the Hill Valley Expo.
Edna Strickland is trying to get Emmett's booth shut down.
That dame don't know how to mind her own business, does she?
Is there anything you can do to get Emmett's booth open again?
I wish there was, but I'm just a muse. All we can do is inspire people.
Okay, you're a muse. Can you inspire me an idea?
I'll try. Well?
Maybe it doesn't take effect right away. Marty told me how you managed to get your old job back.
He did? But it was supposed to be a secret.
There's no secrets between us. He couldn't resist telling such a good story.
Yeah?
Still, I'd like to hear it again, from your point of view.
He didn't tell you anything.
Come on, Trixie. I'm dying to know how you got the job back.
You won't hear it from me. I don't talk out of turn.
Thanks.
Happy to help.
Now, can you please leave me...
Are you ready for a picture radio? Wonder if that's anything like MTV. A potted plant? What's this got to do with law enforcement?
potted plant? What's this got to do with law enforcement?
It's a bug.
No, a plant. But it's got a wire recorder hidden inside, see? If we could have got one of these into Tannen's speakeasy, and if he's the kind of guy who talks to plants, we could have busted him a lot earlier. Hey, don't walk off with the recording plant. It's the only one I got.
Welcome to the world of tomorrow, where a man's home is truly his castle. Here, gratification is just always a push of a button away.
This plant doesn't belong here. There's nothing futuristic about it. Chinese checkers and everything. A fully equipped home entertainment center. So, where's the ColecoVision?
Greetings again, mortals! This is Techne, Muse of Progress. Hoping you're all having a swell time taking in all the exhibits. Don't forget, you can purchase tickets to our main attractions right here at the information booth.
Oh, hello, Smirnoff.
The electro pacifier.
Amazing, isn't it? They say one day we'll be able to stun fleeing criminals by shocking them at a distance.
Does it work?
Nah, it's just a model.
Danny, can I talk to Edna for a minute?
Be my guest. I'd like a couple minutes of quiet.
What's this about?
What'd you do with Emmett, Edna?
What are you talking about? You're the one who's trying to ruin his life.
Believe it or not, I'm the one trying to save it.
From what?
From you, mostly. You really don't know where Emmett is?
I haven't the foggiest. If he's smart, he's run far away from whatever dangerous shenanigans you talked him into perpetrating today.
Shenanigans? Why are you still involved in Emmett's life? I thought you broke up with him.
I did, but then your friend Mr. Sagan told me about your scheme to interfere with our romance. Not a very nice thing to do, Comrade Smirnoff.
You don't really think Emmett's gonna want you back after you crushed his heart and tried to stop his demonstration at the expo, do you?
Not at first, no. But eventually he'll realize I've got his best interests at heart, and he'll come running back to me like one of those dogs he loves so much.
You hate dogs.
Yes, ironic, isn't it?
Why'd you go and get Emmett's invention sealed up like that?
I had no choice. Once Mr. Sagan told me about your attempts to radicalize my poor Emmett, I knew I had to stop him from going through with your dangerous invention.
But it's his invention, and it's not dangerous. Okay, maybe it's a little dangerous, but only to him.
That's for the authorities to decide.
Any chance you could talk Parker into letting Emmett go ahead with his demonstration?
None whatsoever. And as long as I'm here, that contraption of yours is grounded.
I know your deep, dark secret.
Secret? What secret?
Pretending like you wanted to put Kid Tannen away when all the time you were working for him.
Oh, how preposterous.
Have you seen Mr. Sagan around here anywhere?
No, and I wouldn't tell you if I had. He's more than a little scared of your anarchistic tendencies.
Did you see? Trixie Trotter got her old job back.
Oh, I know! I tried to have it out with Arthur McFly, but he refuses to explain himself. Apparently, he discovered some sort of loophole that allows that Canadian to retain her position. Well, the Ladies' Decency Society shall hear about this. Make no mistake.
Why is Parker so willing to do your bidding?
Well, the good detective knows that he owes his current rise through the ranks to my reporting on his behalf.
Oh.
He also knows that I could just as easily pen an expose about his previous nights of drunken debauchery and evidence tampering.
You're blackmailing him?
Reporters don't blackmail, Mr. Smirnoff. We look out for the public interest.
Okay, this is pointless. I've got to find Emmett.
Stay away from him, you anarchist hooligan.
Okay, call me a snoop.
Welcome to the world of tomorrow, where a man's home is truly his castle. Here, gratification is just always a push of a button away. In the house of the future, fresh fruit baskets will be replenished daily by fleets of fruit-bearing helicopters.
Ah, it's wax.
In the house of the future, phone conversations will be completed in the privacy of the personal phone helmet.
Hey!
Please recite the phone number you wish to dial, or say hang up to terminate your phone helmet experience.
Klondike 4253.
Hill Valley Expo, where the future is coming today. This is Techni Muse of Progress. To whom am I speaking?
This is Carl Sagan.
Ooh, the mysterious Mr. Sagan. What do you want?
Can you put Edna Strickland on the phone for me?
Sure thing, Mr. Sagan. Hey, Strickland! Somebody actually wants to talk to you.
Mr. Sagan, I didn't expect to hear from you again till after the expo.
You didn't?
Yes, wasn't that part of our plan?
Yes, our plan. About that plan. I'm a little unclear on the details of our plan.
Unclear? But it's your plan.
I mean, I'm worried that you're a little unclear on the details.
What details? All I'm supposed to do is use my poll with Detective Parker to get Emmett's demonstration canceled while you keep Emmett distracted. You are keeping him distracted, aren't you?
Oh yes, he's a very distractible young man.
Oh, that's what I keep telling everyone.
Regarding, you know what?
You know what?
The little matter we were whispering about yesterday.
Oh, that! As a matter of fact, I'm glad you brought it up. I was thinking, wouldn't it be a good idea to pin it all on Yakov Smirnoff?
Pin what on him exactly?
You know, it! Oh, I get it. You're still sore about going to jail. That was the dog's fault. If he hadn't come glumping up to me right after I started the fire, I could have gotten clean away, and I never would have had to divert suspicion to you.
She's the speakeasy arsonist.
Carl, is somebody with you?
No, it's just you and me. You know, I don't think I ever asked you why you burned down all those speakeasies.
Why? Because no one else was doing anything about them. Every night they'd open up their doors serving illegal drinks and loose women, flaunting their depravity to the world, and the authorities did nothing. So I did what any right-thinking, rock-willed woman would do. I took action. Oh, and such a gorgeous action it was, too. The fires were so beautiful. The alcohol made them go up in such pretty blue flames. Where was I?
You were explaining why you burned down the speakeasies.
Yes. Did you find my answer to your liking?
It was very revealing. Hang up.
What?
Jeez, Edna was always a loon. I hope that confession's good enough for Parker.
Next up on our roster, a man who saw the possibilities in pond scum. Welcome, Ernest Philpott!
Thanks, Trixie, Technique. I'm truly honored to be here today among all you pointy-headed type people. Like the lady said, I labor in the field of pond scum. Algae, ladies and gentlemen,
Hiya, folks.
is a mysterious and little-known biological entity. Through diligent study and countless hours of
You know, I don't think I ever asked you why you burned down all those speakeasies.
I think a lot of people are going to be interested in that answer.
To a disbelieving world. Algae cakes, ladies and gentlemen, is the next wave in the agricultural revolution of the 20th century.
He's approaching.
Algae is just loaded with helpful
Hey, Danny, could I have a word with you?
Comrade Smirnoff, come to turn yourself in?
In private?
With pleasure.
Getting the benefit of all this nutrition on account of the less than appetizing nature of the algae herself, but sweetened with corn syrup and held together in
You know how you said you'd defy Edna if I could dig up some dirt on her?
Yeah? You got some?
That is chewy to the mouth and bursting
Edna's
with
the speakeasy
delightful
arsonist.
flavor.
That's an interesting theory.
It's the truth. I heard her confess.
Well, I didn't hear it, so I'm afraid it's your word against hers. And no offense, but her word carries a little more weight around here than yours does.
Thanks. I'll be back.
Well, I hope so. You've got to get this albatross off my neck.
Well, did you put the screws to him? Did he confess?
Thank you, Ernest. Do be sure to drop by his booth and sample an algae cake. I have, and it was very interesting. I will be back later to highlight another of our fine exhibitors. See you soon.
Well,
Hey, Danny.
do you mind, comrade? We're busy trying to protect the expo from the likes of you.
This'll only take a minute.
Our plant recorder! It's not a good idea to steal police property, you know.
Listen.
You know, I don't think I ever asked you why you burned down all those speakeasies.
Why? Because no one else was doing anything about them.
Detective Parker, surely you're not going to believe this crudely manufactured forgery of a recording.
I'm not sure what to believe, ma'am. But based on this crudely manufactured forgery, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to come down to the station to answer a few questions about your whereabouts on the night of the speakeasy fires.
Oh, very well. Heavens, what's that?
You know, one of these days I should really stop falling for that.
Hey, does this mean that the barricades can come down from Emmett's booth? Let's take that as a yes. Emmett's gotta be around here somewhere.